thank you very much for, can you hear in the back? Okay, good. I do want to thank you for this, this reception and this beautiful podium. It's the bench I usually have to sit on when I'm in trouble, right outside the principal's office. But thank you, it's great to be here. I've come here today for 3 reasons, really. First is that I have a son that's going to Boulder College. At least I hope he is going. I believe he's going there, and God, he better be going to college. The second is that I have a home in Colorado, and the third is, and I'm here is to talk to you about something that I have been thinking about a lot lately. And I recently made a film about a man who's deciding, who is the deciding vote for who will be the next president of the United States in a county where the general election ends in a tie. The character that I play has the deciding vote. The name of the movie was Swing Vote. Now, I guess, how much do I care about this idea of voting? How important do I think that it is? Well, I paid for the film myself by mortgaging the house that means so much to me. It's a house I built for my wife, and I built for my children. I built it for them to be there long after I'm gone. I intend to be buried there. That's how much I love that house. And I was still willing to bet the farm, as they say, to tell the story of one man and how important it was for him to vote. When I was flying here yesterday, I was trying to remember what it was like to be in college again. And then I remembered being up all night trying to write this. Trying to get it right. And in doing so, I had a thought. What if I could go back in time? What if I could go back and talk to myself? What would I say? Well, I would be talking to myself back in the 70s, when we were still fighting in Vietnam, when there was a disgraced American president leaving office. There was an embargo on oil, and there were gas lines. There were American hostages being held against their own will in Iran. Fundamentalism was dominating the headlines, and religious intolerance, had replaced the Beatles singing Imagine. Imagine there's no country. Isn't it hard to do? Nothing to fight for and die for. No religion too. And I realize that so little has changed. And now my son is out there. And I'm sorry I haven't made this a better world for him. And for you. You deserve better. He deserves better. When I think about going back in time to talk to myself, I wonder if I could have convinced myself that the world was going to turn out like this. And so I'm here to say to you, I'm determined to make good on the promise of my generation. We were going to change the world, but we haven't. And now we're running out of time for ourselves and our children. And the question remains, it lingers, it haunts. It stares us straight in the eye and begs the question, when are we going to start to make this place a better world? For those of us today, and for those who will come after us. Well, maybe we can start next Tuesday. Maybe there's an urgency to next Tuesday. Maybe it does matter who is the President of the United States. I mean, I say that as a joke, only because there's an old theory out there that suggests that it really doesn't matter who the president is, that the country just keeps on running regardless? Well, it seems like it matters to me. All you have to do is look at the last 8 years. George Bush was elected to be president by 1 vote. Think about it for a second. This wasn't a movie. It wasn't a joke. When the Supreme Court voted 5-4 in favor of George Bush, one man's vote did count. One man's vote did matter. We all had a ringside seat and saw clearly what one vote can do, what it means to all of us. The next president is going to need a lot of help from all of us. But first we need to help him get elected. And then we need to help elect the best Congress and the best local officials at every level. And then maybe together we can lift up this country, all of us together, and finally keep the promise that every generation makes. That we will be the generation that finally changes the world. My generation did not get it done. We need you to help us. So help your parents. Help your grandparents. Your sisters and your brothers. Help Americans that you will never meet. You can change the world. We must change the world. The truth is, we have to change the world. I think the intelligence of the American people is in this room. The intellectual curiosity is in this room. The need of the American people is in this room. We need giants in our life. We need someone that makes a difference not only to ourselves, but to people around us and on our world.
You got to swing for the fence, give 100%. Dust yourself off, yeah, get up and do it again.